Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video we're going to talk about an example of confidence intervals. Remember, confidence intervals are intervals over which we are confident about something to a certain percentage. Now, okay, let's be a little bit more specific about that. What do we mean about confident about something? Basically what we're doing is we're looking at samples, right? We're only looking at samples of larger populations and we're accumulating statistics about them, such as the mean or the average and the standard deviation. And we want to be, let's say, 90% sure that the mean of the population is between a certain set of numbers. For example, let's say we know the average height of a small sample of people from some city is about 5'8". And we want to give ourselves a range of numbers in which we could be 90% sure that the average height of the entire population will fall. So let's say we want to be 90% sure that the population has an average height between, let's say, 5'4" and 6 foot. Well, that would give us a range in which we could be 90% sure that the population mean falls. And we know that the sample mean of that 5'8" is right there in the middle, right? 5'4" up to 5'8" is 4 inches, and from 5'8" to 6 foot is also 4 inches. So we've got the mean right there in the middle, evenly spaced out from either side of the confidence interval. So we built this range of numbers in which we are 90% sure that the average height of the population falls. Okay, so that's what these confidence intervals are, and there's a variety of questions we'll be asked to do using these confidence intervals, one of which is the following. So if a confidence interval is given from 25.75 up to 31.85, and the mean is known to be 28.8, what is the margin of error? Okay, so this is one in which they've already given us the confidence interval, they've already built the confidence interval for us, and they want us to find the margin of error. Okay, now remember, the margin of error is that buffer, right? Those 4 inches that I spoke about on either side of the average height. So how do we do this? Well, remember, the structure, as I've alluded to, for a confidence interval is the mean minus the margin of error, which I'm representing with that big E there, and then the mean plus the margin of error. So the mean minus the margin of error gives us the low end, the mean plus the margin of error gives us the high end of our confidence interval. So how can we find this margin of error? Well, think about it. What we could do is think about the fact that this mean of 28.8 is nestled right in the middle of our two buffers. So 25.75 up to 31.85. Right? So this is our interval, and we know that 28.8 is right in the middle. Okay? So if 28.8 is right in the middle of these two numbers, we could just say, okay, well, how far are each of these numbers from 28.8? All we have to do is do, let's say, 31.85 minus 28.8, and we would get 31.85 minus 28.8 is 3.05. 3.05 is the distance between our low end and our upper end between the mean and the upper end of our confidence interval. And if we were to do the same thing with the other side, let's do 28.8 minus 25.75. What do you think we would get? The exact same value, right? So we don't need to do it for both values. We don't need to find the difference between the mean and the low end and the upper end, because it should be the same for both. So in order to find the margin of error when you're given a confidence interval and the mean, all you need to do is take the difference of one of the endpoints of the interval and the mean, and it'll give you your margin of error. Okay? Margin of error in this problem is 3.05. That's how we do it, guys. Check back in for more examples. I'll see you next time.